Hi, it's Greg King, and welcome to Make Money on YouTube Without Making Videos. What stops people from creating a successful online business? In this short video, I'm going to dive into what stops people from creating a successful online business, whether it be, oh, gee, I'm not an entrepreneur, or, someday, one day, or when my mate allows me to do it, or, when I retire, or, one day. One day is the big one. And I'm going to give you some key hints on what it's like to have creating a successful business, then share with you my defining moment, my total defining moment where I got that aha. And then in a moment, I'm going to put a link on the screen and also in the description box of a 90-minute training session where Paul Murphy talked about this, and I really got my aha moment. I guess for me, it was about 5 years ago when I was closing in. I was 60 years of age, and I had worked literally my whole life and was not wanting to do that anymore. I started, getting tired of working all the time. I wanted to enjoy life versus, doing the retirement, like working for 50 years and doing the retirement thing for 4 years and up and being prepared to die for 10 years. Because, face it, we all live a longer life, but to live life where you can really do things and do a bucket list and freely do a bucket list. It starts to, the years start to catch up pretty quick. So I started looking at doing something different, and I'd worked at a retail store in the union. Then I got into real estate and worked like a dog, and decided that, this really wasn't for me. And I was just, something was missing. So I started exploring, what I could do that could be a little different. So I started looking at, I'm not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Well, maybe I wasn't. And Neil, what he starts talking about is you like to stay in your comfort zone. I think a vast majority of us do. I think that's in our default. And, it's a quick path to make money. And, the reality is, if you get in your own business, and anyone that's been in their own business knows that that's not true. Being your own boss doesn't mean you have all this free time. You have free time, but it's only from 2 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning. Then it goes on with a procrastinator. Well, we'll talk about that one day, about being a procrastinator, but it's really true. It's like, one day, once the kids graduate, once I retire, once the wife retires, and, it's always a one day, and it never really occurs. Then the idea of, he goes into a little more about urgent and important and non-urgent and dump it. And these are all, it's getting a little off track. But he talked, this next guy here, this guy was really good. Gerald's really good. He talks about the 5 keys of success and, determination and, skill and passion and discipline and blah, blah, blah. And that's all true. It's all simple. It's real simple, but it's not easy to do. It's the same idea of saying, gee, I've got lung infections. And your friend or a family member says, well, quit smoking. Well, that's real easy, but it's not, it's real simple, but it's not easy. Or, my clothes don't fit me. Well, go on a diet. Yeah, that's once again simple, but not that easy. Or, gee, I'm so out of shape. And then someone blurts out from the end, well, why don't you just go to a gym? Yeah, well, thanks so much. That's really awesome. And then this other fellow here, he talks about, once again, there's a couple of things about getting to the top. We all know this. We all know to aspire better, build a great team, use challenges. None of this stuff is new. None of it's new. But there's one real key thing that's missing. And I really got this when I looked at Paul Murphy's 90-minute workshop. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And that is, of all the things that are missing, is how is great. How, they're all talking about how. But what's missing is there's no why. And the why will create all the hows. And this Ann talks about it a little more in depth. And I started going a little deeper and seeing that the great leaders focus on the why and not the how and not the what. And that makes it a lot more simpler because, I'm going to build a house. Well, how? Well, you don't look at the how. You look at, I'm going to build a house because I want my family to be safe. I want to have a nest egg. I want to have a pool in the backyard. I want this, and this is going to have that. And it's the why is for safety, and it's to make sure the wife's comfortable, to make sure I have my grandchildren coming over and enjoy life and leaving a legacy. That's the why. The how just kind of looks after itself. And when I saw that my biggest why, and I found this out pretty quickly, and that is, my why is, I want to choose freely over money, not money choosing over me. And that was a big one. That was a huge one. And now let me explain that. It's not about money, because money's important. Money's like oxygen. You kind of need it. However, it's not the driving force. What is the driving force is to be able to choose freely. And when there's enough monies, because let's face it, most people have more money at the end of the money than money at the end of the month. I mean, that's just normal. In Canada right now, for every dollar that is brought into the household, $1.79 is being spent. It's not a healthy thing. And, it's a lot of sleepless nights, and it's just not really cool. So I decided that, what am I going to do to create the why? The why was, I currently live in Mexico, in a little place called not a little place, it's the capital city of southern Baja, or known as Baja Sur. And what I wanted the why for me was to live there, and live there comfortably, not decadent, but to live in abundance. And I could go to the beach. I didn't have to shovel the snow. I didn't have to worry about politics. I didn't have to worry about unsandy beaches or green water. I mean, it's beautiful. The people are beautiful. It's someplace I always wanted to come and enjoy life. Not retire, but just to come and enjoy. So that is my why. I wanted to be able to choose. And so many people now come to the point of saying, gee, I want to go on the holidays, but my car insurance is due. But this. I don't know anyone that, there are a few people, but I would say the majority of people do not go to work because they love to go to work. It's more like, I got to go to work to pay my mortgage. I got to go to work to pay my car payment. Now, what if that changed, where the why was, I'm going to work to fulfill a mission and a goal of creating my own business? And you'll get the discipline. You'll get everything. You'll just get everything, because the why looks after everything. The why creates the roadmap or the blueprint of how you're going to build the home. So now I'm going to get off my soapbox and cut the psychological or philosophical ways. However, joking aside, finding a why makes a huge difference. It alleviates the fear, because as everyone knows, online businesses have maybe a 20% chance of working in the first 6 months to 8 months, and a 1% chance, according to Google, of lasting over a year. And that's not a good statistics when there's over 501 new online businesses starting a year. But the reality is all the other little things will just fall into place if you have the why, versus saying, oh, I'm going to make $1 million on online business. The reality is you might, but there's a ton of hard work. And don't fall into that trap of saying, this person joined 4 days ago and his first payment was $20,000 a month. I mean, that may work. And you know what? You may win the lottery. That may work as well. So if you're just starting an online business and you don't know where to go, check out this 90-minute workshop training seminar, and it'll give a lot of clarity of where you want to be. Now, if you've got a business that you're struggling on putting more money out than coming in, which is like real normal, you may want to check it out too. Or if you're just fed up not knowing where to go as a dead end and saying, this is pretty much it, and it's not what I wanted to do in my retirement years, is lose all my life savings, check it out. It's worth your 90 minutes. Check it out today or tomorrow. You decide if it makes sense. You be the judge if this would make a difference with your online business. Now, that being said, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss any more of my videos. And by the way, the next video I'm going to be doing in the series will be the easy method to never go broke with your online business. So it kind of falls into line here. Once you get your why, there's a process of not spending all your money up front. And that's what we're going to look at in the next video. And also leave a comment below to see if I've hit a nerve, whether this is where you're at or just maybe I'm just neurotic. But I really believe that a lot of people are going through what I'm going through or went through. And still going through. I mean, it's an ongoing, the journey is ongoing. And, you know, and leave a message for sure, because I don't want to think that I'm the only one that is going through this craziness. Now, that being said, we will see you in the next video, and I want to wish you an extraordinary day today. Catch you later.